So today we're gonna learn about Facebook ads, or how to run Facebook ads. Um, my objectives for today is to identify kung ano yung mga top mistakes people make before they're doing ads, and a step-by-step process on how you can set up your business manager, kung ano yung mga requirements, and then a structure on how to set up an ad. The structure I personally use, which includes kung ano yung mga tamang targeting, ano yung tamang placements, and how much yung budget ba na pwede natin ilagay. At the same time, we're going to run through a case study on how we turned 3,000 pesos in ad spend to 300,000 pesos. And at the end of it, I'll do a Q&A. So you can write your questions in the chat box while we're talking as we go along. And then this would be a discussion, so don't be afraid to ask along the way. You also get a copy of the recording in the groups, and at the same time, in our group, and then I'll send it via email also after 24 hours. So I talk fast. So if it's fast, kung medyo mabilis na siya, sabihan niyo lang ako so I can slow down. So are you ready? Can you type ready in the chat box if you're ready na to continue? Ready. Okay, very good. Thank you for being participative. Thank you. Sige. Before we go through that, I'll introduce myself first. So, sino ba to siya nagsasalita dito? Ba't kayo sumali? So, my name is Adelaine Ocampo. I worked in a digital agency for 6 years. So, we manage clients in the US, in Australia, and in Davao also. So, I was mostly the project manager, and kumbaga nagra-run din ng ads for them and doing their social media strategies as well. And then May 2019, I left the company and I decided to start my own, or to start on my own journey, my new journey, and started the other guys. So this is my husband, and we have two cats na napulot lang namin, or as people say, they found us kasi sila lang pumunta ng bahay, except itong maliit na to, kaya inadopt talaga namin siya. So my husband, we started the present 2018, and then 2019 we started the other guys, which is a digital agency. And then ito yung team. Kumbaga 5 lang kami. We're a small team handling mga 5 to 7 projects right now, locally and globally. So that's who I am. I help marketers, personal brands, and entrepreneurs grow their business through digital marketing. So let's go into the content itself, the lessons. So don't do ads if, so you might be thinking na you're a small business. Sometimes you think na I don't need to go digital. Marami akong referrals, enough na mga walk-ins. Well, that's the mindset before the pandemic. Okay lang man na, okay, some people think na okay lang mag-boost for likes, awareness, but the higher the likes does not really equate to sales. You can get sales even if 200 lang ang likes ng page nyo or ng profile nyo. All you need is to prepare your brand properly. So I'm just going to run through this para dire-diretso na tayo sa step-by-step on how we can run ads. So don't do ads if your brand is not ready. So what does this mean? If hindi ka pa clear kung ano yung positioning mo in the market, and kung ano yung message na gusto mo iparating sa kanila, you don't have a vision, a mission, or you don't have a clear offer of what your product is. Hindi aligned ang mga fonts, colors, imagery, you're not consistent in the posting, and if your social media pages are also not consistent. So for example, one of the clients that we work with here locally is a restaurant. So we manage his social media pages, and at the same time his website. So meron lahat ng kanyang content and ang kanyang captions and ads, everything is aligned. So the colors are there, his personal brand is also there. Then we also built his website. So ang alignment ng colors, ng brand, and ng postings all should be there, and the consistency. So ang positioning naman niya is medyo nasa high-end market, kasi kung tingnan ninyo ang pricing niya medyo mataas. Then the second is if you have a unclear target market. So if you think that your product is for everybody, mind you, it won't be for everybody, because when you do targeting, you will have to specify kung saan sila nakatira, kung are they mostly men or women, ano ang kanilang trabaho, what is their lifestyle, which we will dig deeper later kung how we would understand who your target market is for your business. Next is, wala pa kayong operational flow. Kasi baka nag-a-ads tayo tapos walang nagre-reply sa messenger or sa chat kung may mga tanong. Walang delivery system, hindi alam kung paano mag-track ng sales. So, mahirap yun siya and magulo rin siya ng sistema if hindi pa kayo ready for this one. What happens ba if a customer buys? Anong next step? So we all have to think about that before we would run ads. Then next is engagement building posts. That we need to post this before we run ads kasi we had a friend before na pagkatapos niya mag-set up ng page, post lang siya ng mga 2 or 3 posts, tapos nag-ads na siya bigla, then na-restricted na ang kanyang account. Kasi ang goal ng Facebook is for engagement and for building a community within the sphere of Facebook. So if ang goal mo diretso ka tatakbo ng ads, mababan ka talaga agad-agad. So the engagement building post is, does your audience understand who you are? Do they know you? Are they engaging? Are they commenting on your post? Do they understand why you exist? Or valuable ba ang content mo sa audience mo? Or are you focusing on the aesthetics rather than value, or both? So sample dito is engagement building ads. We or posts before pa ng ads is posts is kung sa restaurant sa aming one of our clients is mostly we have to make sure na lahat ng photos namin is masarap tingnan para gustuhin kainin ng mga tao. And sa the present naman, our other business is we give value to the people with the live Q&As and then mga educational content naman. At the same time, sa stories, we do polls as well. We ask for their opinion or for quizzes kasi the more times na nag-engage yung mga tao sa inyong page, the more times na mas mataas ang chances na mas makita nila ang post mo the next time you post. So, yan. And then, lastly, if you're not sure how to do it. Kasi usually napapansin ko is people start with the boost post. Well, okay din ang boost post but sayang ang pera mo if ever kasi ang difference ng boost post and ng campaigns, ang boost post and ng campaigns is you will have a lot of targeting differences. Sa boost, makikita mo siya sa page mo, makatarget ka ng location, age, gender, and interest. But when you run a campaign sa Facebook Business Manager, you can include your behaviors, your ad scheduling, ma-schedule mo kahit saan. Then ang custom and lookalike audiences, which we will discuss later para mas maintindihan natin, is pwede rin siya sa campaigns. Behavior targeting kasi is you can target people who are already purchasing other items online already. So mas mataas ang chances nyo na makakaroon ng conversion kasi you'll target people who are already purchasing online. So let's start with setting up your Facebook Business Manager. So when you already have a Facebook account, you just need to go to business.facebook.com and then you enter your details, which is your business account name, your name, and your business email. So once you're done with that, you go to the ad account. Once you're done with that, na-create na siya, then you'll need to confirm sa iyong email address, and then you'll set up your ad account. Go to business settings, set up a ad account. Ang ad account is dyan mo i-control lahat ng inyong campaigns. Dyan i-control yung mga payments. And then, dyan yung ownership ng inyong pages as well. So, when you click add account, i-set up nyo ang name. Time zone is Manila. Dapat Manila and dapat PHP din kasi once hindi nyo siya na-set ng ganyan, hindi nyo siya ma-change. And para din pag-charge sa inyong credit card or sa PayPal is diretso siya peso, not USD. And then you click on assign, which is kung sino man yung owner. Dire-diretso na to siya once you go inside. And then you set up your billing info. So you start with the PayPal ba or credit card or debit card. So yung business and tax info, that is optional. But if you want to have a lesser chances na ma-restrict ang inyong account, better set up na yung business and tax info ninyo agad-agad para less chances na maban because Facebook knows that you are a real person with a real agenda to run ads. Then you add your Facebook page sa likod sa business settings lang pa rin. Then you type your Facebook page and you click add page. And then the next one is you add a pixel. So when you add a pixel, you have three options, which is website, app, or offline. So in this scenario, we're going to go with the website. So you click on the web and then after clicking on the web, may choice na Facebook pixel. So Facebook pixel is yan yung parang CCTV which ay CCTV ng sabihin grocery that would track kung ano ang behavior nila online. So if you were to go into a grocery, tatrack ng pixel kung kinuha mo ba is corned beef, kung kinuha mo ba is chicken, raw chicken, or other types of items. So it tracks wherever you go. So kung sa homepage ka lang ba, kung nag-add to cart ka ba, kung nag-add ka lang ba ng payment pero wala ka nag-push through. So that's what a Facebook pixel does. So what I do is dito, i-connect ang pixel, name the pixel, add your website, and then click continue. Then sa amin, since we're on WordPress, I just download the plugin Pixel Your Site, and then ilalagay namin yung Facebook Pixel ID doon, which makita naman din siya sa Business Manager. So once nalagay na namin yung Facebook Pixel ID, then check na namin dito sa Facebook Pixels if it's already active. So makita natin dyan lahat ng activity, ang events, and so on and so forth. And then we set up the events. So if nakikita niyo yung green sa upper right corner sa green button which is create, we'll create a custom conversion which is dito i-add natin na sa lahat ng mga tao na nakapunta sa page na ito, meaning nakabili sila ng item sa amin. So that's how I set up the Facebook Pixel conversion. So far ba medyo mabilis ba or hindi ko mabilis siya. Kung okay lang ba kayo so far, i-chat niyo if okay lang ba kayo or kung meron kayong mga chat or mga questions so far. Sakto lang daw sabi ni Casey. Okay naman sabi ni Tin. Okay, sige. Okay pa. We have friends here. Yes, okay pa. What if kung walang website? We will tackle that later. The plugin for WordPress is Pixel My Site. Pixel Your Site, sorry. Pixel Your Site ang plugin sa WordPress. Ang question na what if kung wala pang website, I'll answer that. The same thing for Shopee. Yes, I'll answer that later. Go through man tayo dito. So after setting up your pixel, ngayon kasi is merong naglabas sa Facebook which is yung iOS 14 na which can affect the way we run ads or the results that we get in running ads. So ang effect kasi niyan is pag mag-upgrade ang mga iPhones to iOS 14, meron na siyang parang pop-up na papayag ba dapat yung user na makuha ni Facebook ang data ko as an iPhone user. May ganun na. At the same time, some of the data may not be captured anymore. Kung sabihin natin na ang purchases na sa Facebook is 14, possible na kulang yan siya kasi hindi sila na-track ng Facebook ads because of the iOS 14 privacy. So at the same time, you will need to verify your website. So sa pag-verify ng website, there are 3 ways you can use the DNS verification or mag-upload ng file sa cPanel mismo or yung meta-tag na verification. Pinakamadali dyan is yung meta-tag verification which is i-copy-paste nyo lang yung code na meron doon sa head ng WordPress website ninyo. So, okay. So, next, we'll run through the structure on how I personally run ads. So disclaimer, once I set up na yung business manager, I suggest that you already have posts before doing an ad. Maybe give it a time na mga 2 weeks of just post, inviting your friends to the page para maiwasan slight ang mga restrictions and all. Okay? So let's start setting up a ad. Let's so go back to business.facebook.com, Ads Manager, and click on Create. So when you click on Create, you will be directed to 3 levels. So, ang first level is campaign. That's where you set kung ano yung goal ng ad mo. Next level is ad set, which is dyan yung budgeting, targeting, placements. And then the third level is yung ad, which is dyan may manage yung creatives, kung video, saan sila papunta, ang links, and so on and so forth. So, we will go through each of them one by one. So first is objective. So ang objective, we have 3 sections. May awareness, consideration, conversion. Awareness is just letting people know na, hello, nandito kami. And brand awareness, yan yung goal na yan. So sa consideration is, yan yung second step, which is kung kilala ka na nila, you would go through kung kilala ka na nila, you would go through a engagement, ipapalike mo na sila sa content mo or may binibenta ka na free offer or nagbebenta ka na. And then next is conversion, which is your goal is to have a sale. So personally, I only use the following. Ito lang 5. But it all depends kung ano yung goal ng ad nyo. For me kasi if awareness ang goal mo, I go for video views and engagement. For me kasi parang sayang ang pera mo sa brand awareness and reach kasi hindi mo makikita ang engagement or ang number of likes or kung ilan ba ang nagbayad. So for me, I just use these 5. If sales naman ang goal nyo, I do engagement and conversion. And if your product naman needs a lot of explaining, like mga supplements or yung mga items na hindi mo ma-add to cart, like for one of our clients is mga private rooms sa isang restaurant. So we do messages and engagement. So yan. And then ito yung aking basihan. These are benchmarks kasi these are benchmarks for my own, the way we run ads sa costing. These are only benchmarks kasi these benchmarks may vary depending on the factors, like your market science, kung anong type of product, kung ano ang season. Like sa December, mas maraming gumagastos ng pera, so mas maliit ang cost per purchase or mas malaki ang ROAS. So you have to do your own testing kung how much yung benchmarks ninyo for your own business. But basically, the lower the better. So yan. Next is, once we already know our goal, we go to the ad set. Would you say these benchmarks are safe when starting out without prior ads? I'll answer that later. Sige. In doing this, you will need to know who your target audience is. So we will need to create a persona. Meron bang nasa waiting room? Okay, so we would need to create a buyer persona or your target market. So a buyer persona is a representation of who your ideal customer is based on your research, kung starting pa lang yung business, or real data according to your existing customers. So this is what I personally use. For our clients, we have the age, gender, locations, who do they follow, sino influencers na fina-follow nila, anong tools ang ginagamit nila or apps, sinong competitors, anong trabaho nila, relationship status, anong goals nila in life, personal goals in life, ano ang challenges nila, or ano yung usual sayings nila and common objections. So here's an example. This is for one of our clients here, which is in Davao City. Age is between 25 to 55, male, female. They like steaks and wine. So the tools they use would be Grab, Food Panda, Zalora, Sephora, and Lazada. And then our competitors, Bondi, and mga liliit lang siya mga restaurants here in Davao. Then their goals in life is they want to have or to live a free life and do whatever they want. So ang challenges naman nila is busy sila all the time. You have no time sa kids to cook and etc. Ang phrases and statements na usually naririnig namin sa kanila is minsan lang to. Kasi commonly, ang pumupunta sa restaurant na yun is mga may anniversaries or birthdays. So since minsan lang to, gagastos sila ng malaki. Common objections is it's too expensive or I can do it myself. So itong mga naka-highlight na ito, we can create one ad each targeted to these people. So pwede kang mag-create ng isang ad set targeted to just Davao City, one ad set for just steaks and wine, one ad set for just the tools, and one ad set na ang pinned location niya is around Bondi or is around a certain restaurant, and one ad set na business owners lang. So we'll dig deeper sa audiences. So sa save audiences, dito natin ilagay yung ating mga gilagay sa worksheet kanina. So we'll add the location, we'll add the age, the gender, and then yung detail targeting, which is yung interest, yung mga steak, wine, and so on and so forth. So personally, sa potential audience, I would go for at least 1 million people or less para hindi masyado malaki ang iyong audience. So 1 million or less. And then, second way of targeting na pwede ninyong gawin is a custom audience. So what a custom audience does is you can create a certain audience who have already been engaging with you based on these sources. So the sources that I personally use is a website, customer list, kung meron kayong email list, video, Instagram account, and Facebook page. So sa website is you can create a audience for those na nag-visit sa website ninyo, kung sino ba ang nag-view content. View content meaning sinong nag-click ng link sa inyong address, nakita niya yung buong page ng inyong landing page or ng iyong website. Sino nag-add to cart, initiate checkout, and sino yung mga bumili. So you can create an audience so just for that. Then you can also create an audience who have already been engaging with your page. Kasi let's admit na even if mga 300,000 ang inyong followers or 1 million na ang followers natin, hindi lahat ng mga tao na every time mag-post tayo, hindi sila lahat ang nakakita ng ating post. So we'd also need to create a ad or something na would target these people who have already liked your page or engaged with your page already, or who have already sent a message sa inyo. Kasi ito sila mga warm leads na ito sila, kumbaga. Then next is we can also create a lookalike audience. So ang lookalike audience, these would be cold leads na. You can create an audience similar to those people na nag-purchase na sa inyo or sino nang nag-like sa inyong mga page. Kasi kasi ang ginagawa ng Facebook is they will find people who have the higher chances na who are similar to the people who are already purchasing your items. So there are different types. You can select an event which is na sino ba yung people who have already viewed similar people have already viewed your content, or sino ba yung nag-add to cart. So mga ganyan. And I just use 1% kasi yun yung mga closest, most similar people sa source. So increasing that, kung nakita ako na medyo hindi na effective yung audience na yun sa 1%, then doon ako mag-increase sa 2, 3, or 4%. And so Tin has a question which we'll also answer later. We can also create a lookalike audience sa page. So para at least yung mga similar people who are already liking my page could also be targeted sa ads. So personally, I also exclude some people, which is ito sila yung mga the Krusty Krab or ito sa puso mo. And then if you also have a website, exclude the people na who already bought from you, not unless na meron kayong campaign separately for those who already bought for you, parang upsell. But I exclude these people, ito sila kasi usually ang mga nandito is, hindi ko alam, mga random, mga kanilang ginachat sa messages, and sayang lang ang budget na ina-allot mo sa kanila kung mata-target sila. So this is like the map that I use. So first layer is meron akong campaign for engagement. So broad targeting lang siya, tapos 1 or 2 ads. Depende kung ilan ang itatest nyo. So I do engagement ang first one. Bakit? Kasi usually people would want to engage or click on the ad if marami ding naka-like, comment, and share din doon sa ad na yun. And then campaign for conversion, which is we have cold, warm, and hot. Sa cold naman, we have broad interest. Pwede yan siya yung like location lang or age lang. Sa interest naman is yung same kanina, we have steaks and wine. Separate yun siya na ad. So we can also have a job title, lahat ng mga business owners lang ba or whatnot. Pwede rin siya behaviors. Behavior na kung birthday ba niya, kung engaged na ba siya, kung married na ba siya. And then warm audience, yung custom audience na giniscuss natin kanina, which is yung mga people na nag-like na sa page ninyo or yung mga nag-message na sa inyo. Hot na audience, which is view content. Sino may nag-view content, nag-add to cart, and nag-initiate checkout. So, si Tin asked what's the best objective for custom and lookalike audience. Depends on your goal, but kung gusto mo na ng sale and kung na-prep na lahat ng inyong ads, inyong page niyo from the beginning with all your brand and all, conversion. And if you also have a website. Now, in terms of budgeting, if you can do 200 per day or at least 100 per day per ad set, kung isa lang ang ad ninyo, kung isa lang ang creative ninyo dito, you can do 100 per day. But if dalawa, 200 per day, basta 100 pesos per ad. And then what I do is after 3 days, I check kung okay ba ang ad. Then kung okay ba ang ad, by okay, I mean kung okay ba ang return on ad spend niya for me. And then if not, okay, i-stop ko ang ad, then I'll create another one. Now, ganito aking sistema kasi mas madali ko lang siya on and off internally. Okay, the next is placements. So sa placements naman, ito lang aking ginagamit. I just do Facebook feed, news feed, and sa stories, and sa in-stream. Kasi dyan naman din usually nag-hangout yung mga tao, so why not optimize the way you can see the ad, dyan lang din mismo. So, kung starting pa lang kayo, you can go for automatic. But usually sa Facebook and Instagram, din lang yan siya nilalabas ni Facebook. So you can try automatic and see kung saan ba mas malakas yung mga conversion. And then you can trim down kung ano man yung mga wala na after. Okay, so next is we'll do with the ad. So we'll create an ad. So once you create an ad, you'll have, dito natin ilalagay yung creatives, links, call to action, and yung copy. So your ad creative is your best shot at capturing attention on your Facebook news feed. So ang ibang mga ads, you have a lot of competition kasi sa Facebook feed or sa Instagram feed ng mga tao. It could be photos and videos from friends, from families, or from groups, or other funny videos, mga stories, mga ganyan, and posts from followed people. So if you want to look at what kinds of ad na pwede nyo ilabas is, you can go to your news feed sa Facebook, you can open and see what makes you stop. If you could grab your phone and open your Facebook account and see an image of an ad kung ano ang nagpapastop sa inyo. So, if we open our phone now, tingnan natin kung ano ang mga ad, you need to assess if it was a video or if it was a photo. Ano ang colors na ginagamit niya? Is it a meme or is it a GIF or a GIF? Or ano ba ang mga tao ba ang nasa picture na yun? Or produkto lang ba? Or ano ang placement, arrangement nila? So you need to assess kung ano yun siya na ad for you. Kung similar sa yung target market niyo. So for example, here are the ads that we ran, tatlong ads. Ito yung mga top 3 converting ads, high converting ads namin, which is First is itong flash sale. It had the urgency and it had the pictures of photos na medyo masarap tingnan. So that had a 192 return on ad spend. So ROAS or return on ad spend means kung how much man yung inyong na-spend, yung ad spend ninyo, or kung you spend 300 pesos ba or 3,000 pesos on ads, how much ba yung sales na nabalik niya sa inyo? So dito, so since we spent around 246 pesos, ang return niya is 47,000 pesos. Dahil sa ad na ito. Sa next one is we had the specials, which also had the urgency, which is we spent like 862 pesos and got 68,000 in return. And then the last one, which is person na siya yung chef, siya yung nag-explain kung ano yung makukuha nila na party trays. He spent around 317 pesos, and returned 29,000 pesos. So, ang ROAS, all depends on you kung how much. Pero ang benchmark ko niyan is 6. Basta ma-time 6 niya ang pera mo, okay na ako dun. Well, that's my personal objective. Pero depende rin siya sa inyo kung ano ang enough sa inyo. Kung hindi ang hit yung personal objective niyo na ma-times 6 ba or ma-times 10 ang inyong pera, then you'll have to optimize your ad more, like change creatives, test pa ng creatives, and test pa ng mga audiences ninyo. So what do I do to write the copy? Diba kanina sa worksheet, meron tayong ano yung goals nila, ano yung challenges nila, and then yung ano yung mga statements nila. So that's what we use to create the captions. So you can avoid avoid the line or something, or beat the rush para makapakain kayo ng inyong mga sa party trays, kami na mag-deliver para sa inyo to make it easier for you, and then kami na ang bahala mag-deliver sa inyo, kami na ang bahala magluto, mga ganyan, para mas madali sa kanila to understand and mas makakonect din sa kanilang ad. And then another worksheet that we can also follow is this: ask yourself these types of questions. What is the offer? What is the problem? Ano yung kanilang, pag na-solve mo yung problem, what would that mean? Sino nakaka-experience ng mga ganitong problems? Ano yung before state? Ano yung after state? So here's an example. So pwede mo yan siya gamitin as a copy in your ad. So pwede mo sabihin, not enough time with your kids because of all the household chores that you're experiencing. Beat the rush, kami na bahala sa inyo, kami na mag-deliver ng pera sa inyo, kami na mag-deliver ng pagkain sa inyo, within an hour or so. Ganyan. Free shipping, mga ganyan. So some of the guidelines that we use in terms of the image itself is 20% lang ang text. Yes, gilift ni Facebook yung restriction na dapat 20% lang yung text. Pwede na more kasi may rule yan dati na ma-reject yung ad mo if yung text sa image is 20% lang. Pero ngayon tinanggal na yun ni Facebook. We still believe na the less text you have on your ad, the higher the chances that people would convert. Then colors that appeal to your market, relevancy and urgency. Kasi yung mga ad kanina is more on 3 days lang ito, 15 days lang to, or holiday special. So, ibig sabihin, December lang to mangyayari. So, everything has urgency and relevant din siya during that season kasi December to siya nangyari. Okay. So, yeah. So, in setting up a creative naman, since tapos na tayo sa page, we'll either create or use an existing post to create in an ad. So, kung ako, para mas simple ang aking life, I just use the existing post. Kung ano yung na-post na sa Facebook, yun din ang aking ginagamit. Or kung carousel man siya, since I can't use an existing post, I just choose a carousel. So I create a new one. I just upload the images there. So for example, this one, the first one is called a carousel. So you can add the image, you can add the headline, the description, the website, and then it would look like the one on the right side, which is the placements. Dito is just may shop now button, and then they just click on the right button here para makita nila yung other photos. Or you can also do kung may catalog ka, you can do the right image, which is this is like an instant experience. So pag i-open nila yung ad, para siyang album, and then they can go to the website to order. Or you can just do a simple image or video na ganito lang kayong itsura and go to Facebook mockups kasi meron ang Facebook, meron siyang Facebook mockups na or Creative Hub, Mockup Hub, para ma-test mo kung how your ad looks like there, uh, and if ma-approve ba siya or hindi. So you can test your ad there para ma-check mo kung tama ba ang headline, tama ba ang mga images, anong itsura niya sa Facebook Marketplace, anong itsura niya sa feed, and then so on and so forth. And then, ita-type na natin yung primary text, yung optional lang headline and a description. But you can also edit it. Pwede nyo ilagyan ng 5 stars. Pwede nyo ilagyan ng anong benefit na makuha ng mga tao or kung gaano siya kabilis para sa inyo. Then you click on the call to action, which is ito since sa atin is website. They could go to the website and then they can just click shop now, learn more. Ito lang yung mga available na mga buttons for that. And then when you scroll down further, you would see kung ano yung, you would see the tracking. Since nakakonect ako sa Facebook Pixel dito, you can nakakonect na website events, and then you just click publish. Then you wait until ma-approve na yung inyong ad. So what I do is I run the ad, I publish the ad around 12 a.m., mga ganyan, 12 midnight, para by 6 a.m. tumatakbo na ang ad. Kasi usually sa pagising ng mga tao, doon na sana na-check ng phone. So once I check the phone, tumatakbo na ang ad. So makita na nila doon ang ad agad. So here, let's go for the case study. So far, okay lang pa rin ba tayo? Kasi I've been rambling for so long. So okay lang pa rin ba tayo? We're already 24 people. So comment kung okay pa ba kayo. Or chat pala kung okay pa ba kayo. All good. All good. My friends are here. Sige. Okay. Okay pa sila. Sige. Let's continue. So, let's go to the case study. So, we've been with this company since 2018. So, let's go for brand awareness. So, the first step is brand awareness campaigns. So, January 2018, we just did mga awareness, video views, mga engagement campaigns to increase their likes and their mga post likes, mga ganyan. Hanggang November 2019. Then, mga ganitong types of awareness campaigns. So, awareness ads, meaning kung sino sila, what do they stand for, showcasing the people in the team, showcasing the chef itself. I also believe kasi na having a person in front of your brand makes it easier to sell and makes people trust you easier as well kasi may face. Kaysa na puro lang siya products and mga binebenta, it would be hard for you to sell kasi people don't have a face to trust on. And then during the pandemic, we started with kumbaga, one of our team members had the idea of gusto mo rin ba to gawin sa pero gusto mo ba rin ba magbigay ng mga food pack sa mga tao? So what he did was we suggested na magbigay ka rin ng mga food packs, so kinontinue niya hanggang 100 days. So for the 100 days, nagbigay siya ng food packs sa local hospitals or sa mga police officers every day for 100 days. So para mas ma-increase pa yung kanyang brand. May 2020, we decided to build a website. In the middle of a pandemic, we decided to build the website to make it easier for people to order. Kasi ngayon, personally, ayoko na mag-order sa mga tao sa Messenger kasi maraming back and forths. And usually, ako na mismo ang nag-chat sa kanila na ito aking pangalan, ito aking number, ito aking address, how much ang delivery fee para may total na kaysa marami pang back and forths, di ba? So, we built a website for him para lahat ng mga inquiries, diretso na doon. Then we installed the Pixel and then we created ads noong December. Ito yung website. Ito yung pixels na we created. So, and then we created mga different events, which is we set up kung ano yung view content, ano yung add to cart, or add to cart na event. The website was built on WordPress. Pero kung gusto niyo ng mas madali, Shopify. Shopify, kung gusto niyo ng mas madali. And then we created different types of audiences. So we had cold, warm, and hot. Cold meaning hindi pa kayo kilala. Warm, medyo kilala na kayo, nag-engage siya sa inyong content. Hot naman is kung nag-engage sila sa inyong page, nag-add to cart na sila, and so on. So ito yung mga different types of audiences na tinarget namin. Kaya din yun siya na targeted mga lookalikes ng website, kung sino man yung nag-visit sa website. Lookalike ng mga nag-add to cart, lookalike ng mga nag-view content. Sino man yung mga nag-visit sa website, sino man yung mga nag-add to cart na for the past 90 days. Kikita nyo 1,400 lang yan sila, kahit maliit pero mataas pa yun ang conversion yan. Ang warm, which is yung mga sino nag-engage sa pages namin. Tatlo yung pages namin, engage in the past 180 days. And then kung sino man yung mga nag-birthday sa month na yun, kasi since pagkain, we positioned it na you can give this to your friends or celebrate with your family, ganyan. And then another one is kung sino yung mga married in a relationship, engaged, and may mga anniversaries. So, yun yung mga, pag-essay ko kanina, this is like the first highest converting ad, or highest converting ad in terms of ROAS, which is return on ad spend, which is na times 192 yung kanyang ad spend. And then ito yung top 3, kumbaga. So, in looking at the metrics, you can set your business manager na ganito ang kanyang itsura. You can see kung ilan ang click-through rate, meaning sa ads ninyo, ilan yung mga tao na nag-click. Ang industry average is about 2%, so the higher it is, the better. Ilan ang mga nag-add to cart, ilan yung nag-check out, ilan yung mga bumili, ilan yung na-convert or how much yung na-convert nila mismo. So, ang budget namin ito is like 100 pesos per day per ad. Kaya yun yung return. So, ang inyong important na tingnan is itong mga sa taas ng mga, in terms of conversion ito yung mga tingnan nyo na metrics. And then sa tingin niyo, ano yung pinaka-important as a business owner, ano yung pinaka-important na metric sa lahat ng yan? What do you think? Is it the add to cart? Or is it the purchases? Is it the value, how much yung return niya? Or yung ROAS? I-chat what you think is the most important. ROAS, purchases, ROAS. Purchases or ROAS? Sure. Hindi sure. Cost per purchase. Okay, so for me, personally, ang pinaka-important is ang ROAS. Kasi you can have a lot of purchases, pero maliit yung return on ad spend. So, yun nga, if ma-6 above, okay na ako dyan. Ma-times 6 lang ang pera, okay na ako dyan. So, yun. So, ROAS ang pinaka-important. ROAS ang pinaka-important na metric. So, yun. This is what the journey was like. So we had a lot of brand building at the beginning since 2018. And then realize namin na kailangan na namin mag-build ng website to make it easier for the people to go digital kasi during the pandemic, it's hard to move around. So we initiated to build a website and then doon na, nagtuloy-tuloy na. So in summary, ito na, you do 100 pesos per day or 200 pesos per day na ad set per ad. So you can have like as much ad sets as you want. Depende kung how much ang decided budget ninyo per day. Pero I suggest you start with 500 per day kasi kung mas mataas ang inyong budget per day, baka mas mabilis kayo maban. Kasi I had a client na ang gastos namin was like $250 a day. Na-restrict ang aming account. Pero mabilis naman din ang pagbalik niya kasi we just needed to upload the verification ID. So, yun. So we start with 500 muna per day. So that's like 5 ad sets and then you run it and then see which one which one works. Okay, so yun, that's it. So I'll answer some questions kanina. Saan ba yun? If you want to ask a question verbally, raise your hand. Raise your hand and then aking husband ang mag-unmute sa inyo. Siya aking assistant for today. Bumaliktad na ang world. Thank you. Siya ang mag-unmute sa inyo if you want. So, what if wala ka pang website? So, what you can do is, sabi ni Wanda, what if walang website and sa Shopee? Yung kay Hana rin, wala for Shopee, walang pixel for Shopee eh. So, what you can do is, you create a Facebook shop, you set up the shop you set up a Facebook shop, set up the catalog, add your products there. Tapos ang checkout niya is Shopee link or Lazada link. So doon kasi makikita ninyo kung sino yung mga nag-add to cart and nag-upsell or nag-engage sa inyong catalog as well. Wait lang pa, exit. I'll stop sharing. So yun, you create a Facebook shop, then you start from there. I cannot see my... Ayun. Okay. So I'll answer some questions. Would you say these, Angel, would you say these benchmarks are safe when starting out without prior ads? It's safe, but usually you start with a lot higher. Usually mga 3 pesos per page like or mga 3 pesos per engagement. So use this benchmark as your goal para if ever malaki yung sa beginning, pwede nyo na siya later down, trim down kung how much ba yun. How much yung pwede nyo add? Yeah, I answered that. If we do that for Shopee, landing page is our Shopee shop or specific SKU. Specific SKU kasi you would have to add the product in WordPress, in Facebook shops. Tapos ang checkout niya is yung specific link. So para diretso, so the person wouldn't need to shop around pa your shop but would directly add to cart yung product na yun. Meron naman din siyang mga more items from this shop, di ba? So pwede na yun yung parang upsell ninyo. Mas okay ba mag-create a website or WordPress or Shopify para i-check out ang products? So taas ba ang return kasi sa Facebook? It depends. It depends on your items. And it depends on your items, depends on your targeting as well. May nag-OMG, hi Davao Conyo. Yes, part yan siya sa aming the other guys na group. Siya aming creative person. Siya nag-create ng mga campaigns. Shopify. Cyril, okay ba yun siya nasagot? Kasi depende talaga siya. So, depende rin siya sa budget mo. Kasi if you have all the budget to create a website and Shopify, mas maganda kasi mas kontrolado mo lahat. Mas kontrolado mo yung payments. Kasi sa WordPress and Shopify, you can do Paymaya, you can do cash on delivery, you can do bank transfers, mas specify mo sila doon. So it's easier for you to control that kaysa sa Facebook shop na sa Messenger sila lahat. But if you're still starting out, starting out and you don't have enough budget to build a website, then you can start by Facebook shops and testing if okay ba yung product mo. Do you take into account the number of likes page before starting an ad? No. As long as you have like posts good for a month, mga 30 posts, then you start running ads mga after 2 weeks. And then that page also engages with other people, so okay na yun. How to check conversions ROAS if you only have a Facebook page, no website, no Shopee, Lazada, product food? Manual yan siya. So you would track kung medyo manual siya and medyo kuti. What you do is, tingnan nyo kung ilan yung mga tao na nagchat-chat sa inyo from the ad. Kasi when you do ads, you can see kung saan galing yung person na yun. You can see na galing mo siya kung which specific ad. So, you track, tingnan mo yun sila, kung bumili ba sila sa inyo, and then you divide that with with your total ad spend. What is the frequency ng post per day or per week to stay relevant? How many times should you post in a week to stay relevant? Personally, iba-iba to siya iba-iba siya, depende sa iyong account. But personally, I do, sa the present, we do two videos a week. Sa clients naman namin, we do 15 posts a month. So that's every other day lang posting. Pero make sure na valuable ang post niya. It's not like ang post mo is about quotes lang lahat or isang type of pagkain lang. It has to be valuable pa rin sa audience na para hindi naman din sayang yung post na yun. Paano ba mapababa ang cost per like if ever pinopromote ang page like? Ano pong best way? You test on the different creatives. So mostly ang mataas na page like sa amin kasi since we do videos is mga videos na valuable. So what I do is check ko muna from the previous videos kung ano or previous photos kung ano yung may pinakamataas na organic na likes or shares. Tapos yun yung aming ipopromote for page like or for engagement or for conversion. Kasi at least mas mataas yung chances na mas maraming mag-convert kasi mas maraming organic na tamaan kumbaga sa Facebook. So you just test on different creatives, and check kung ano yung mga post mo before na maraming organic na mga likes, comments, and shares. Can you explain Pixel more po? Paano ko ba explain? Facebook Pixel. So what it does is, para siyang CCTV na tatrack ng Pixel. It's a piece of code na itatrack ka niya kung saan ka pumunta. So itatrack niya kung pumunta ka ba sa homepage lang ng isang website. Itrack niya kung pumunta ka sa isang product. Kasi di ba mapansin ninyo pag pumunta kayo sa Lazada or sa Shopee, mag-search kayo ng ad, i-open niyo yun, tapos later on, magtaka kayo bakit sa Facebook is makita niyo na rin yung same item or a similar item to that. So, ganun yung ginagawa ng Pixel sa inyo. Tinatrack niya yung kung anong behavior ninyo online para pag merong person na mag-target sa inyo or that shop would target you based on the post, may hit kayo. So, yun. If I would be running ads for my friends na may mga local businesses na with the adjacent town ang target market, how much should I ask na fee? Is this Manila rate, Cavite rate? Manila rate? Depende sa inyo. Charge what you think is valuable to you. Sa amin, we start at ang aming starting rate as a company is, since agency naman siya, is we start at 50,000 pesos per month. But that depends on you kung meron na kayong portfolio. So you can start with, if wala pa kayong portfolio, you can start building it by giving out your free services in exchange for testimonials. And then doon na kayo you can grow from there. Para saan yung A/B split testing or split test? So, what A/B split testing does is, for example, meron kang isang ad set, tapos sa isang ad set, you can test out 5 different audiences. So, ita-check niya kung ano yung winning creative. So, para sa akin kasi is, hindi ko na siya ginagamit kasi mas madali sa akin mag-off ng ad if hindi siya naka-split test. Ang split testing kasi is kailangan pa siyang mag-run for like 7 days bago mo siya ma-off. So personally, I don't use it para mas ma-control ko yung ad. So the split testing is just for you to identify kung which ad is better in terms of conversion. How much po yung masuggest nyong budget to get more messages for a month? How much are you spending right now? Is the question muna. Red. Balikan kita, Red. How much are you spending right now? Medyo nasa taas pa ako. Kasi ang ginagawa namin budget is daily. Daily na 100. Tapos we do it monthly. So 100 pesos per day. And if I see na ma-times 6 na siya or more, then we double the budget. Or if kami ang mag-avail ng services nyo, how much would that be? And ano-ano mga kasama? Kasama ba ang creatives like videos and photos? We have a, kina-qualify muna namin kung sino ang aming mga clients, but we usually start at a rate at 50K, and then that includes managing your social media, running ads, pero hindi pa dyan kasali ang ad spend. Do you have a recommended duration for running ads? Ang ads namin is check pa muna namin 5 to 7 days. If it has or 3 to 7 days, depende. Then basta 1 week, then we check if it has may targeted ROAS or return on ad spend. If it's kung na times 6 or more, I double the budget. If not, I stop the ad. Para sa websites po yung Pixel, yes, para sa website at Pixel. What if yung walang website? Yung sabi ko kanina na you create a Facebook shop or Facebook shop na na directed sila sa messages to check out. And cost budget, do you recommend cost budget optimization? For now, hindi ko siya ginagamit kasi since effective pa man din yung mga ads, hindi ko muna siya ginagalaw. Yun. Lifetime or daily budget ka, ma'am? Daily muna, daily budget. Mas simple kasi siya for me to control. Pero kung, for example, sa amin, sa engagement, hindi siya daily, lifetime siya kasi per month ang aking tracking eh. Kung post per engagement, I do a lifetime post which is for 30 days and then yung conversions is sa daily, 100 pesos per day. Highest po is 50,000 pesos to get more messages. So sa 50,000 pesos, how much na ang na-return niya sa inyo na budget? Mag-offer po ba kayo ng course ng mas Maui? Mag-offer po ba kayo ng course na mas mag-discuss nito po? Thank you, Mau, ha? Pressure. Maui is one of the people in our team. Maybe April or May, under the present. So 1 pixel is for one website. Yes, 1 pixel is one website. Nakakatrack ba siya ma'am kung pixel lang? Ang tinatrack niya is kung ano yung mga ano yung mga ginagawa niya. I'll share my screen. I'll go through it sa inyo. Hold on. So keep the questions running if you still have more questions. Since last na itong kay Desilu sa aking chat. So, saan ba itong share screen? So if you don't have a website, so if you don't have a website, ang gawin mo is, ang conversion nyo is, ang goal ninyo, can you see my screen? Can you see my screen? Ano bang nasa screen? Yes. Yes. So, ang nasa screen is, ang goal mo is catalog sales. Since you've already, for example, na-set up na yung shop niyo sa Facebook, you can go for catalog sales. Tapos ang pwede niyang gawin is, ang targeting niya sa inyo is dito. Kung sino yung mga nag-view ng item, sino yung nag-add to cart but not purchase, up to upsell products, cross-sell, or combination. So, hindi siya pixel, pero ganito. Ito ang kanyang matatrack. Kung sino yung mga nag-add to cart. What pixel plugin can we use for Shopee Lazada? Is setting up cost per CPA is the same or different? Walang pixel ang Shopee or Lazada. So, what you do is you set up a shop and then you add the link checkout doon sa shop na yun. I have a friend na walang Shopify, message objective lang ginagawa niya pero may ROAS. So, kung walang Shopify message objective lang, dito nila yun siya ginagawa. Kasi if you can see mga messages, people can, sabi natin dito, I'll open my Facebook page, ha. Kita nyo na aking Facebook, and sino aking mga ka-chat. For example, me and our friends are going on a trip sa Lay Haven. So, sa Lay Haven, ang ginawa niya is, you can see sa chat na screen, dito, meron siyang mark as paid. So, dyan natatrack ni Facebook yung ROAS. Kasi dinatrack nila sa Messenger if paid ka na ba or hindi. Gets? So, lahat ng kanilang sales and everything else, puro lang sa Facebook. Yan. Hindi po kami gumagamit ng Pexel since wala kaming website. So, ginagawa po namin is a message po na may entertain ng mga customer to go to Lazada. We want a custom per ano. So, yun, you set up a shop. Saan ba to? May shop pa kami dito. Let's see if I have a shop na pwede ko mapakita. Kasi in a page, you can set up a shop para mas madali sa inyo to get traction. So sa Business Manager, you have what you call a Commerce Manager. Then you can just click on Add Shop. And then you just choose a checkout method. So dito, pwede kayong mag-check out through a website, which is your Lazada or Shopee link. So pag mag-next na kayo, you can choose choose the page or create a new page. So mga ganyan ang kanyang step-by-step, then so on and so forth. May alam po ba kayong tools na allowed ka mag-create ng post today but later pa talaga ma-post? If it's Facebook and Instagram, you can use Creator Studio. It's easier for you to post. Co-schedule Tailwind is for Pinterest, but Creator Studio para libre. Facebook Creator Studio. So yun. Any more questions? Hi, Bricks! Kamusta? So to join the group, ito ang kanyang link. Ayan. So to join the group, you can just go to facebook.com/groups Adeline Mersey, or the name of the group is Social Media Tips for Small to Medium Business Owners. Yan. Sa Business Manager po, 2 Business Manager lang allowed. So paano yung 2 clients lang pwede ma-cater? 2 business manager lang allowed. So paano yung 2 clients lang pwede ma-cater? What I do is per client, iba-ibang business manager. So use their Facebook page or use your Facebook page para 1 client, 1 business manager, para hindi kayo hindi agad lahat maban if ever may ad man na ma-restrict. Do you use any tools to track IG performance and analytics? We use the raw one, which is yung analytics sa Facebook app, or we also use Later. We previously used Later. Later ang name ng tool, and then Later or Agora Pulse. Yan. Saan po makikita ang Facebook Creator Studio? Go to Creator Studio. business.facebook.com/ Mahirap ito, dalawang screen. Kita niyo ang screen ko nasa Facebook. And so ito ang Creator Studio. business.facebook.com/creatorstudio-home. Then you can create a post here. And then you can schedule it anytime you want na. Ano po possible reasons na maban? Okay. Possible reasons na maban. If makita ng first is if makita ng Facebook is you're against community guidelines. So if you read the community guidelines, marami doon ang reason bakit kayo maban. Is it may be the language, kung ang inyong if you're promising too much, pwede kayo pwede ma-disapprove yung ad na yun. Tapos kung tuloy-tuloy ang pag-disapprove ng ad na yun, possible na maban kayo. And then if makita ng Facebook na malaki na masyado ang ginagastos ninyo compared to your previous one, possible din yun. And if hindi verified ang inyong mga domain, possible din yun. Okay lang naman po na nakasync sa Facebook Business Manager yung mga Facebook pages ko. Yes, okay lang yan. What's the best action po if na-reject ang ads, lalo na pag yung poster is approved na ng ASC? Anong ASC? Client? What's the best action pag na-reject ang ads? If na-reject ang ads, I would delete it automatically and create a new one. And then you check muna kung ano yung reason kung bakit kayo na-reject. Is it because of the language? Is it because of the picture? Kasi if you have a Facebook icon there, hindi din yan siya ma-approve ng ads manager. So, yun, tingnan nyo muna kung bakit kayo na-reject and then i-assess niyo kung bakit and then check the poster if kung merong mga mali doon ng mga wordings or if you're promising something that's unreachable, ganyan. Then you change it accordingly. If banned ka na, wala na talaga. If banned ka na, wala na talaga. Period. You can create a different Facebook page, but that would take you can create a different Facebook page, pero hindi ka rin agad-agad maka-create ng business manager. You still have to wait like for 24 hours to create a business manager. So you can create a different Facebook page and then assign for a different Facebook account. Kaya ngayon, merong mga e-commerce people na ginagawa nila is they rent a Facebook page, or they rent a Facebook account of their friend na hindi gumagawa ng ads. Para at least the more chances na the more people ang naka-admin sa page na yun, sa business manager na yun siya ang pwede magtakbo ng ad. So, ganun. Pwede rin ma-restore ang ad ninyo, ang banned account, ang banned ninyo na business manager, but it will take a long time. So, pwede kasi, first step is ma-restrict mo na siya, which is you just upload a verification of your business or your ID, or basta kung ano yung name ng account na yun. Is it a personal name or a business name? Basta ma-match na yun, pwede yung upload. Then mga within 7 days, kay ma-lift na rin yung restriction na yun. May narinig ako sa ibang content creator that they use kill. You use kill, may alam po ba kayo anong ibig sabihin nun? Anong kill? Nakakatakot naman ang kill. Ayaw ko pang mamatay. Anong kill? I'm not sure what that means. Anong best way pag nasa real estate ka? Paano effective way sa real estate? Lalo na pag sa ibang bansa ang target mo. Kasi madalas gusto ni FB pindutin ng housing. Yes, kasi meron yan siya. Ang real estate is under a special ad category. So, ang target, ang real estate ba is nasa Pilipinas, tapos ang target mo lang is mga FWs? Yun ba yun? Antoinette? Antoinette. Yes, so, personally, what I do, kasi we also have a friend who does real estate. So what he does is, he shares content on, lumabas siya sa pagbenta, but he decided to give value first. So what do you need before buying real estate? Ano yung mga requirements? Ano yung mga best asset for you? Is it a condo? Is it a house? So he did content marketing first, and then ang ads is pwede na siya for messages. But I can recommend a person sa'yo na pwede mong matutunan from, i-message mo ako, Antoinette, kasi I can recommend a person sa'yo who, yun ang kanyang niche, which is converting people sa real estate market. I-email mo ako and then I'll chat you the person. Ayun, baka kill the ad, meaning stop na yung ad. So yeah, kung kill the ad, meaning off na yung ad set na yun. Is it really possible for ads to cannibalize if you run ads with very similar and even exact targeting? I'm not sure what you mean. Is it really possible for ads to cannibalize if you run ads with very similar or even exact targeting? Anong meaning niya na parang na so similar to two different ads pero the same ang kanyang targeting? Tapos kung maintindihan. Yeah. So, meron yan siyang mga, ang tawag ni Marco nun, something like naga-overlap. So, if naga-overlap ang ad, possible yan siya mga 20% lang if similar ang inyong ad, but you don't need to worry about it kasi if na-target sila ng ad, meaning Facebook thinks that they have a higher chance of converting. They won't compete naman din kasi you have the same goal naman sa yung ad, which is to have them convert. ASC is a requirement for advertisers before posting their ads like vitamin supplements. Yes, kasi important yan siya. Merong community guidelines about it. If you promote mga vitamin supplements, you have to make sure na it's very technical lang, very fact-oriented lang siya. Hindi ka mag-promise na maboboost mo ang kanyang immune system. Hindi mo ipapromise na gagaling siya the next day. Pero ang kailangan mo lang is stick to the facts lang and then try it. And also po, may tuturo ko ba kayo paano talaga mag-procedure, paano at ano ilalagay sa demographics employers, especially if you're selling clothes. You can fill out the worksheet kanina, which is yung audience. So, you type in kung saan sila nakatira, how old they are, and then it depends kasi sa iyong target market. So, if you think about it, if you're selling clothes, sino ang bumibili ng mga damit ninyo currently? You go to their page, you stalk them, ilang taon yan siya, ano ang kanyang likes or interests, and then dun, you start from there. Totoo po ba na maraming interest ayaw ni FB? What do you mean? Totoo ba na pag madami ang interest ayaw ni FB? Kung marami kasing interest, it would be harder for you to identify kung sino talaga ang target ninyo. That's why I recommend na ganito ang inyong gawin, which is one ad set if it's just for interest na one ad set for, sabihin natin, for steaks and wine, isang ad set yun siya. For people who like Grab Food or Food Panda, isang ad set yun siya. Kasi if ilagay mo sa isang ad set ang mga steak, wine, Grab Food, and so on, sa isa yan siya, hindi ma-optimize ng mabuti ang inyong ad. So better if it's separate para makita ninyo na ang gusto ng mga audience ko pala is you people who like steaks lang. Mga ganun. So mas madali for you to trim down kung ano yung pinaka-effective na ad. Or pag madaming ilalagay na target job title employers. So it depends eh. So dapat isa lang ang iyong iniisip na target audience in mind. So if you're thinking na ang target audience ito is call center agent lang siya, or kung real estate agent lang ang nasa ad set ninyo na goal. Kasi hindi mo pwede iisa ang mga, kasi iba rin yung ad mo for real estate people, iba rin yung ad mo for call center agent kasi they're speaking different languages. Iba ang goal mo for them or iba ang copy mo and an image mo for them. If sa Canva, pwede tayo mag-create ng free content basta pictures. How about sa video ads? May alam mo kayong app na free for us to create video ads? Kasi mostly may bayad aside sa Adobe. Capwing is transcriptions. You can go to Canva kasi pwede ka rin mag-export ng video. You can create videos in Canva as well. We use Adobe Premiere. Pwede rin siya sa Adobe Spark. Ano bang ginagamit ko dito? We do Spark. May app din na Spark. Mojo. Canva. Yun sila. Yun ang mga ginagamit ko ng mga tools to create videos. So, Canva, Premiere, Mojo, then Spark. Yan. Kasi break siya, may alam. Yan aking ginagamit. Recently po, may issue ang FB regarding sa mga restriction to other country. Maapektuhan po ba yung mga ads kaya po nare-reject? Doon nakaspecify naman po yung location ng ads is Philippines. Ano po pwede yung solution for that? Recently po may issue ang FB regarding mga restrictions sa other country. Anong klaseng restriction sa other country? Anong klaseng restriction siya, Red? Canva lang po ba ang ginagamit niyo sa mga pics? Honestly, it's better if you take your own pictures. If it's food and if it's for fashion, clothing, ganyan, it's better if you take your own pictures. So it's more raw. Kasi people like, if you scroll your feed, mas maganda if ang makita ng mga tao doon na ad is not technically an ad. So parang you're still connecting with them. So it's easier for, or no, it's not easier, but it's kumbaga mas realistic for them. It's more raw kasi alam mo naman if binebentahan ka. So if it's just a person, a real person, not really if local man siya, it would be easier for people to connect. Okay. Pero if you wanna get more pics, you go to Pexels. Kaning iba? Pexels. Unsplash. Yun, Unsplash. Yeah, you can get photos there. But better if you take your own. Social media tips for small and medium. Ito. For small to medium business owners. I'll email you the link after para mas madali. Interested ako about real estate targeting. Baka ma-refer niyo sa akin, Cyril Ramos. Okay. Email me. So, dalawa na kayo, si Antoinette and Cyril. Email me para ma-send ko sa yung name ng person who can help you with real estate. Okay. Okay, ano pa? Daming tanong. Okay na? Or may tanong pa kayo? So, you can join the group here. I would I'll send an email with the link of the recording and then upload the recording also in the group para doon na tayo mag-continue if ever you have more questions. If you want, about po sa e-commerce, may recommend po ba kayo na person to run ads with you or yung magturo? Meron naman magturo. Sige. Okay, meron din. How would you go about running awareness and conversion ads for an event? For example po kasi we got confirmation from supplier 2 weeks before the actual event. So it's medyo tight. I think ang labanan nyo dyan is ang budget. Dapat mas malaki ang budget. Kasi kung mas malaki ang budget, mas malaki ang inyong reach. So if you have a tight event, 2 weeks na lang, dapat mas mataas ang budget for ads. Di na kayong mag-start sa 100. So you start with like 200, 300 pesos. Awareness and conversion at an event. So yun. Or are you also asking kung anong type of content ang ilabas if you're running an event? Kasi kung if you're running an event, ang objective mo is not conversion in terms of setting up an ad ha. Ang objective mo is event responses. Wait lang. Event responses. So, or messages. Or engagement, maatay pero event responses. Objective, so we have a site for them to sign up since the event is held outside FB. Okay. So if they pay, then yes, pwede naman conversion. So I would go for engagement and conversion pa rin, pero mas mataas ang budget. Meron pa bang live events ngayon? So I'm not sure if people would want to go for live events on the ground since pandemic. Or okay. So I'll recommend people sa e-commerce and sa real estate. Okay. So yun, I'll email you the link to join the group, and the recording would be up 24 hours in the email as well and in the group. So if you have any more questions, you can message me or email me. Tanggap niyo man siguro ang email ko, adrianmerzi@gmail.com, or you can post a question sa group, then I can answer there as well. Pwede tayong mag-picture. My husband is saying na mag-picture daw tayo. So this is my first webinar, so I hope okay naman din tayo, may tutunan naman din tayo. So let me know if may tutunan kayo. Picture tayo. Pakita tayo ng camera, huwag tayong mahiya. And turn off my screen share. Okay, ayan, napakita sila. Thank you so much for joining me. Ayan, hi Kit! Si Kit pala yung Maui na nagsali. Sige. 1, 2, 3, smile! Ay, may late na nagpakita. Wait lang. 1, 2, 3, smile! Ayan, thank you so much everyone for joining. Hopefully to see you in the group. And then I'll email you everything as promised. So thank you so much and have a good night. Bye!